up everyone and welcome to Daily Code Buffer. In this video, let's talk about the base model MacBook Air M1 chip over here, which is having 8GB of RAM, 256GB of internal storage and 7 cores of GPU and 8 cores of CPU over here. So I will be reviewing this machine in terms of a full stack developer perspective. So how powerful it is. I generally work on Java, Golang, JavaScript, Node.js, Docker, Kubernetes, and everything works smoothly in this particular machine. No hiccups in running any of the application till now. At this particular point in time, all the applications runs natively on the M1 silicon chip. Earlier, if you have asked about a few months back, then the support was not that much good for the developer's perspective. Currently, all the applications, all the languages supports natively and everything runs very smoothly. I will be opening multiple instances of VS Code, multiple instances of IntelliJ IDEA, and a Docker container would be running in the background simultaneously. A few Chrome tabs I would be opening and working on it. Email client I will be working on it, and everything runs smoothly with this particular 8GB of unified memory. There is no hiccup in the RAM usage as well. If few of the apps are not supported natively also, then it works really smooth using the Rosetta 2 over here. So in terms of app compatibility, M1 Silicon transition is really smooth. Coming to the creative work like video editing, editing a thumbnail, everything works like a charm. I'm using Final Cut Pro for the video editing and it is working like a charm. I generally edit in 4K and export in 4K with multiple layers. One layer would be of the screen recording and one layer would be the talking headshot, and editing everything works fine. So I was able to edit a 40-minute video in around 48 minutes of time with H.264 encoding with 4K footage. And if you are working with the 1080p footage, there is no issues at all. And in the 4K, when you are exporting, it gets little bit hot. After getting that much hot also, I didn't feel that CPU is throttling that much. It was throttling a little bit, but it was able to handle with 8GB of memory. So for the storage, I use external SSDs because internal SSDs are really expensive. So you can always opt for the external SSDs. And this particular external SSD that I use is Samsung T7, which is really fast. I'm getting around 1000 Mbps of read and write speed, and I'm able to edit all the 4K videos from it directly. Now the battery life on this MacBook Air is really good. I'm getting around 8 to 9 hours of usage out of it without connecting to any of the dock or USB hub or any monitor from it, and I'll be using with 80 to 90% of screen brightness. Now when I connect to my external monitor using the USB-C hub, I'm getting around 4 to 5 hours of battery usage. I'll be using both the displays, my monitor and my MacBook Air display as well. So I'm not getting the Apple specified battery life that is around 18 hours or 15 hours. I'm just getting 8 to 9 without connecting to monitor and 4 to 5 with connecting to monitor, which is really good in terms of the other laptops as well. Now the display is really good. 13.3 inch of display with 400 nits of brightness is adequate for me. My external monitor's peak brightness is 250 nits. Compared to that, this 400 nits brightness is really good, and I'm enjoying both my displays. Now the size of this laptop is perfect for me. It doesn't have any fan. It's unibody aluminum build, so it's really sturdy. Now the speaker on this MacBook Air is really good. The mic quality is adequate and webcam is a totally trash. By no means it's a perfect laptop. It has its flaws as well. So the biggest flaw is it is having only 2 USB 4 Thunderbolt ports. After connecting to my USB-C hub as well, it is not adequate. So this is a USB hub from Pibox that I'm using, which is having the 2 USB-A, 2 USB-C, 1 HDMI port and 1 Ethernet jack over here, and I am using all the ports over here. And if I want to connect my external microphones or my HDMI cam link also, then I need to switch to my wireless peripherals. So more ports in the MacBook would be really good. MacBook Air 1 only supports one external monitor. Some of you might be using multiple monitors, or some of you might not be using any of the monitors. I use only one external monitor, so it is adequate for me. It is good for me. But if you tend to use multiple displays, then you are out of luck. Now in a nutshell, this is the excellent device with few quirks. Now do I recommend to developers? Absolutely. Should you wait for the next generation of Apple Silicon? Absolutely, if you can. But if you want a device right now, and if you want it to last few years, and if you have a budget for it, then absolutely go for it. In India, there is an HDFC Bank discount going on for the MacBook Air of around 6,000 rupees. So you can opt for that discount as well. I've seen the discount in Flipkart, Amazon and few of the retail store as well. So you can go for that particular discount. I will link that in the description below so you can check that out. Now, if you have the extra money, then you can surely go for the 16GB variant, or you can also go for the MacBook Pro as well. But 90% of you out there MacBook Air with the base model will be more than enough. So there you have it. This is my opinion about the M1 MacBook Air base model. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for the upcoming videos. I will see you in the next tutorial very soon. Till then, happy coding. Bye bye.